Donald Trump storms back. We got a lot of updates for you on this historic day. Of course, you already know by now Donald Trump has won the Electoral College. He's won the popular vote. The Republicans have taken the Senate. And right now, the odds that Republicans take the House is over 70%, says Decision Desk HQ. Which leads us to much coping and seething. The corporate press is now falling in line, but there's a lot that we have to reconcile. The obvious, where did those 15 million votes go that Joe Biden got in 2020? You are not going to convince me, but there are some theories. How did Trump pull it off? Was it too big to rig? Well, as of right now, Trump got less votes than did in 2020 as well. But Kamala Harris got 15 million so far, less votes than Joe Biden got. And a lot of people are wondering how that makes sense. I believe that a small disparity can be accounted for with COVID, universal mail-in voting, hence why Donald Trump has about 70 to 71 million votes right now, but had 74 last time. But how do you account for 81 million votes from Joe Biden to Kamala Harris's 66? Look, let's keep it simple. Maybe it was a combination of COVID, which saw people bored, and the only thing that they could focus on was politics. So they did vote, and they voted by mail. Maybe we can then say that Kamala Harris is just so deeply unpopular that she got less votes than Joe Biden did. But I still think we have serious questions. So I'll give you the quick updates now because I have to. I recorded a morning segment at 3 a.m. after it was announced Trump was the victor. But we do have updates for this next segment, and I'm going to be bringing you guys many news updates today, and we will be live at 8 p.m. Decision Desk currently has Donald Trump at 70,931,000 votes to Kamala Harris's 66.4. Trump right now has 286 Electoral College votes, and he is projected, in all likelihood, to win Michigan and Arizona. Now, this is big. 67% of the vote is in Arizona. What is wrong with that state? More than 95% is in for Michigan. The bad news is, and I say bad news because we're looking for a major blowout, but it looks like Michigan and Arizona will not be going Republican. That being said, we don't know for sure. Right now, with more than 95% reporting, Alyssa Slotkin has a 0.1% lead. Less than 9,000, about 8,400 votes separating Mike Rogers from beating Slotkin. So it is still too close to call, but it's looking like it will be Democrat. But PA, it is looking bigly. McCormick is going to flip. That's 53. In Nevada, it is very, very close. 1,700 or so. Sam Brown may flip Nevada. Again, we don't know. 53 seems the likely number with a potential for 54. Now, that being said, while Kari Lake is down, it is currently 1.113 million to 1.053 million. She's down only 60,000 with 66% in. I don't know if she can pull this off. Tucson is still 58% reporting. You've got Maricopa, 67, Flagstaff, 84. It's looking like it's going to be rough for Kari Lake to be able to win this one. They haven't called it just yet, but I'm not sure she'll be able to win. And over at the House, right now the projection is 220 seats with a 78.9% chance of victory. But of course, these are the updates. I have questions, my friends. Zero Hedge says, sorry to beat a dead horse, but can we go back to what happened here? U.S. presidential election popular vote, Democrat versus Republican in millions. I got questions. In 2012, 60 million, just over 60 million for the Republican, that's Mitt Romney, 65 for Obama. In 2016, 65 for Hillary Clinton, and about 63 for Donald Trump. Trump ended up winning the Electoral College, so he won. In 2020, we saw a major anomaly. Now, of course, COVID makes sense, more people voted. But take a look at this. 74 million for Donald Trump. Today, we're looking at 71 million for Donald Trump. About 3 million votes, I think, makes sense when we're talking about people being locked in their homes, unable to go out with nothing else to do. They're watching podcasts. They're watching politics. Everybody's blaming Donald Trump. Could it be that we have so decisively destroyed the corporate press machine and shifted things so dramatically that Democrats just did not turn out? There are a lot of explanations. Fraud not being the most likely, but still, many eyebrows are being raised. So I have many demands. Because now is the time we make demands from Donald Trump and his administration. Trump has made a lot of promises. And let me tell you this, my friends, right now, the mandate is clear. Mass deportation. That's it. That's a popular mandate. The American people have spoken. They have spoken at the popular vote level across the board. The American people said, if you have entered this country illegally, you have to go home. And is that really the worst thing? Democrats are acting like this is the Holocaust or some apocalypse. That Donald Trump says, you came here illegally, we're going to get you a ride home. Is that really the worst thing? Well, I have questions. Outside of what Donald Trump has already said he's going to do, and we want to see accountability, I would like to see a full audit and accounting of the 2020 election. I don't know what we will really get out of it. I don't. But I think many of you agree. As Donald Trump moves into the federal level, I want to see a special counsel probe the 2020 election results. With the Senate, likely the House, and the presidency, I demand of the Trump administration, and I mean that somewhat facetiously, because I think he would agree with me, we should have a federal probe into the 2020 election results because this discrepancy warrants an investigation. Now, I've never been a big, they stole 2020 from Donald Trump guy. But we did see challenges to the Supreme Court at the state level. All of these court cases were not heard properly. How does any of this add up? Okay, well, it's simple. If they want to spend $35 million investigating Donald Trump for maybe being a Russian spy, how about we don't do stupid things like that? And we keep it simple and say, can we spend $30 million, I don't know, for election integrity investigations? Donald Trump says millions of illegal immigrants voted back in 2017 when he won. Okay, well, let's do a legitimate special counsel. Okay, Donald Trump will not have this will be independent from Donald Trump. He'll say, give me the investigation, show me the report. I want an explanation as to how Democrats lost 15 million voters in 4 years. And again, it may be really simple. People hate Democrats. And so when it came time to vote, Trump supporters stuck with him. New Trump voters stuck with him. Young men, young people stuck with him. And Democrats just said, Joe Biden lied to us. The Democrats lied to us. So maybe it's this simple. 15 million people in this country, because Trump also is down about 3 million votes. So some people just plain don't care. But let's be fair and say Democrats, let's give them a 5 million swing. Because of COVID, 5 million extra people voted. Where's the other 10? I want an answer. And if that answer is simply the Democrats have lost the mandate from the people, okay, that's fine. If the answer is 10 million people decided that the Democrats were liars, have led this country to ruin, but they don't like Donald Trump, okay, fine, I guess. Just get me that answer and prove it to me. Because I'm telling you right now, if we don't get a handle on our elections, then we have what, a 4-year pause? Armistice? Nah. Now I'm going to tell you what I think happened because I've got this thread from Cassandra McDonald. Here's some videos of liberals crying over the election results. Let's talk about these results. The coping and the seething, my friends, the coping is copious. I hope you enjoy it. But if we don't get a handle on our elections, what, we get 4 years and then you're coping? Let's not play that game. Okay? Trump has the popular mandate. And you know what that means? It's not just a popular mandate on the economy and immigration. It's also on our elections. It's on on jobs and manufacturing and outsourcing. It's on war. But when Donald Trump says it was stolen from me in 2020, guess what? The American people have spoken. Either it's a non-issue and they don't care. It's not a negative like the Democrats have tried playing it up. Or they agree with Donald Trump. They agree that something weird happened in 2020. And again, maybe that weird was COVID. But let's take a look. Now I'm going to tell you why I think Democrats don't win. And I'm going to tell you what I think. I certainly think there's tomfoolery, whatever you want to call it. Interestingly, we heard stories that there were thousands of voter registrations in Lancaster County, PA that were potentially fraudulent. They were caught. Interesting. Turns out hundreds are confirmed to be fraudulent. We heard similar stories elsewhere. I believe that strong efforts by the Republicans, lawyers and activists, the efforts to inject and manipulate the election this time around were halted. Now, look, I'm going to say it again. I don't know what happened in 2020. I can tell you it is definitive that there were fraudulent ballots in Lancaster County, thousands of them. And the media tried claiming Trump was stoking fears. The county confirmed hundreds were fraudulent. Now, that is massive. Thousands. That's thousands. That has a tremendous impact. And what if it happened across the board? At a granular level, how do you track these things? It would seem that there were efforts underway to commit fraud. I will stress it again. Confirmed fraudulent registrations. Confirmed. And they were caught and they were removed. So again, I don't know. But I take a look at this thread from Cassandra, and I think this makes it very clear. My friends, we are dealing with a generation of histrionic narcissists who film themselves crying. There's a viral meme. This guy made a video where he's like, boomers. And the boomer walks through the hallway and bumps his shoulder and just keeps going. Gen Xers walks through the hallway, bumps his shoulder, looks at the on the door frame, looks at the frame, keeps walking. Millennials walks over, bumps his shoulder, goes and starts complaining. And then Gen Z bumps the shoulder, flips over, falls down, screaming, pulls out the phone, selfie. Think about what this is. Look at this. I just woke up and saw the results. I swear to God, I'm done with you self-hating, disgusting, racist bitches. She's crying, acting like something bad is happening, but she's like, selfie. Let me get my phone and take a picture of myself. What? If you were distraught and crying, wouldn't you just, I don't know, sit in your living room distraught and crying? Look at this. We got more. Watching the election results, realizing there's no hope for me and my body in the future. And she's filming herself crying. These people, I am saying it. Look, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a psychologist. But I say histrionic narcissists. They're filming themselves. They believe that it's main character syndrome. They believe this is their world. They believe everyone bows to them. So they're literally saying, oh, my life is so bad. Am I crying? Better film it. Did you guys see that video during COVID where the nurse, she tags it like just lost another patient? And then she puts the camera on a tripod and she's like, got her head like this and she's crying, she's up against the wall. These people are psychopaths. And this is what was largely driving social media efforts for the Democratic Party. These people who film themselves crying so they can get followers and get likes. And you know what? Funny, it's largely women. My boyfriend's in the living room watching the results while I'm crying in the bathroom. Why? Do you think this woman actually cares? No. They are narcissists. They think you should be staring at their face. Look at this one. No. What is this? Narcissistic personality disorder. My heart breaks for the women of America today. Oh, I'm crying on camera. Look at me. Ladies and gentlemen, what did I say last night? I said if Donald Trump loses and Harris wins, I'm going to bust out laughing. Because if you can't laugh at yourself, what do you got? I'm not going to cry over this stuff. I'm not going to film myself. Look, I almost never even post on X and Instagram selfies of myself. Now, I know I'm literally sitting here complaining to a camera so that y'all can look at my face and hear what I think. So I'm not going to give myself any extra slack here. No, it's not fair. I'll give myself a little bit. I'm not crying being like, oh, woe is me. We've lost everything. Look at my face. I'm saying, here's what I think. Here's why I think it. And I'm trying to be stone cold rational. And I get angry and I get heated. I'm a guy. And that happens. But I look at this. Here we go. Here's one. Anyone else up because the orange mango just won? Because the thought of our country electing a man like him is so terrifying. I feel sick. I'm so scared. IG, we weren't worth it. Why are they filming themselves crying? They're not saying anything. They're not conveying ideas. This is our body politic. Look, a lot of people, men and women, are saying repeal the 19th. You know, and that's women voting. I don't agree. Maybe I'm more moderate and liberal than these people. But I do got to point out, many of these women who are advocating for Kamala Harris and for Democrats who are enacting policy that is burning down this country. They lost, by the way. But these people, they're doing it for social media attention. But you know what? You know what? How much you want to bet many of these women didn't even vote? I will be willing to bet bigly that these people didn't even vote, many of them. Why? This video of them crying is exactly what they wanted. All of us sitting here staring at their faces. They did it on purpose. No, seriously. You may be saying like, oh, they really want us ragging on them and mocking them? Yes. I learned this lesson when I was a kid. And my dad told me this. Some people like being miserable. And I thought to myself as a kid, how does that make sense? Misery is definitionally not liking the thing, right? And he's like, no. No. There's deeper emotions than that. Some people revel in pain and misery because they want that feeling. They like that feeling. They really do. It's an addiction to pain and misery. This is what they're doing. They feel validated when they suffer so they can be perpetual victims. I'm willing to bet many of these women didn't even vote, and they filmed these videos of themselves crying because they want other people to go, oh, baby, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, we're suffering together. It's really simple. This one's funny. Y'all really didn't want a woman in office that bad? Tulsi Gabbard joined Donald Trump, and Tulsi Gabbard's fans, of which there are millions, are excited to see her in the administration. So, sorry, Kamala Harris wasn't elected. She received not a single vote. And Tulsi Gabbard in 2020 got more delegates than she did. Making this about a woman thing. Here's another one crying. Being a woman is feeling defeat over and over, and I'm sick of it. I just want to feel safe. No, it's you pretending. It's you pretending to feel upset. That's what you're doing. Histrionic personality disorder. You know what that is? They make everything drama. They stub their toe, fall down, and scream and cry. Oh, I was hit by a boulder. The world is not ending. Your life is not over. Donald Trump did not ban abortion. You can still get abortion unrestricted in all your blue states. Now, I will say, if the Republicans take the House and they've got the Senate and Trump is president, look, I ain't mincing words. I believe a national abortion ban is on the table because I know that these people, it's politics. It's always politics. Trump comes out and says, we don't want a national abortion ban. Everyone said the state level. I think that is completely wrong. It is illogical. And I've been saying this the whole time. The idea of the states making a determination on personhood individually among themselves makes no sense. The Supreme Court, Congress, they have to make a determination on personhood. And I do believe it's going to be the Supreme Court. So by all means, women can cry that they're not going to be able to get abortions. And maybe now, because what I told Sam Cedar, maybe y'all should assume some responsibility for the actions you take. And you know what? Hey, I'm pro-choice. And what did he say to me? He said, Tim, you're pulling a talking point from Hillary Clinton in 2004. I said, yeah, probably. Because in 2004, it was safe, legal, and rare. I think abortion is wrong. I don't like it. I also think it's extremely, incredibly difficult to legislate. As the point about how do you prove consent? Are people going to start getting falsely accused of rape so that women can justify getting abortions? Ron Paul said it better than I could. It shouldn't be illegal. It should be unthinkable. I don't know how we legislate an issue that is health adjacent, because let's be real. When women are getting elective abortions, it's not health care. It's irresponsibility, and it's abortion as contraception. But I do think Ron Paul has it right. I'm a fairly liberal, libertarian, moderate kind of guy, and you guys know that. So I'm not a staunch, just ban it outright kind of person. It's difficult. I will always admit, perhaps I'm just not smart enough, nor do I have the moral fortitude to know exactly how to handle this thing in this nation. But I can say this: the idea that so many women were willing to vote simply because they want to have irresponsible adult relations that could result in the creation of life for which they believe for no reason they could terminate. That's why you're voting. You will get zero support from me. And again, I'm going to say it. I'm a safe, legal, and rare guy. I think post-viability, I don't know why you'd kill the baby. That makes no sense. If the baby can survive on its own, don't kill it. That's stupid. Then you have challenges and does a woman go in and then get a writ from a judge? I mean, this stuff's really, really difficult. I do believe that ultimately this position I'm holding will lose on logic. So that's why I'm saying I'm not smart enough. Don't look at me. I'm not going to pretend to be a moral expert on this one. I get the left ragging on me saying your position makes no sense. The right says you're wrong logically. And I tell you, in the end, if the Supreme Court weighs in on personhood, I do not see a logical path to them denying personhood to babies that can survive on their own, which would be, at bare minimum, any baby post a certain amount of time cannot be aborted unless there is a warrant from a judge. There's adjudication. And that likely means there has to be health of the mother and other issues, this is where I say it gets really complicated, because the health of the health of the mother is difficult when it actually is. But let's be real. Those are rare circumstances that I believe courts would move quickly on. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not. So I don't have good answers for you. I don't. But think about this. To me, it's disgusting that one of the biggest issues among all of these crying, bawling women is that they want to abort babies. That's it. The border is open. Crime is through the roof. The economy is in the gutter. We're facing multiple world wars. And you're like, but can I bang whoever I want and get an abortion if something happens? That is psychotic, in my opinion. But you know what? Don't take my word for it. Tell me I'm wrong. Cassandra's got this massive list of whinging, whining women who filmed themselves crying. I'm going to say it again. Why are they filming themselves crying? They don't care about the issues. They care about likes and followers on social media. They don't care about the health of this nation. They don't care about you. They only care about the attention they can generate from being perpetual victims. How about this? If you film yourself crying and whinging, you don't get to vote. Right? So everybody just stop crying. I'm kidding, by the way. But this is a remarkable. Look at this. The list goes on and on and on. On and on. I'm terrified. Please, Nevada, please. Look at this. Oh, here's a man. We finally got a crying man. I'm sorry. There's something especially bad about a man crying over this. Look, they say that on average, a man cries once a year. I think it's less than that. And women on average cry once a month. Yeah. It's not always about bad things. Women cry about good things too. They're overwhelmed by emotion. They cry. Men probably don't cry. Let's see. I don't think I've cried once this year. I think the last time I cried was when Mr. Bocus passed. And every time I think about the passing of Mr. Bocus, it gets me emotional. I said jokingly, the only time a man is allowed to cry is when his dog dies. And people are like, but what about your parents and your children? I know, I'm kidding. But you certainly do not earn respect as a man crying because Donald Trump won the election. I just want freedom to love without fear. Dude, no one cares. There's no one going to your house. No, because genuinely, what do we do now? Nothing. Wake up and go have a bagel. The coffee shop is open. No one's coming to your house. Nothing is going to happen to you. You are all faking it. You are all narcissists. Look at this. Waking up in Georgia as a trans man. Well, you've lost the popular mandate. You are on the wrong side of history. Still much, much more to come. My friends, this whole day, I'm going to have beautiful segments of coping and seething delivered straight to your plate. So I hope you enjoy it. Smash the like button, share the show with everyone you know. I got more segments coming up, and we're going to be cranking them out today because today it is history. I slept for only 4 hours, and somehow I'm ready to go. I've imagined I am not going to make it to Timcast IRL tonight, but we'll pull it off for you. Shout out to the Daily Wire crew. They're live. I believe they're going to be live like all day. And I didn't get to step 1 foot in that party last night. I streamed for 9 hours straight. Let's go. Smash that subscribe and like button. Share the show. We are back. I'll be back in an hour with another segment. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you all then.